Paper Mario. I love this game, specifically the Thousand Year Door variety. I played through it about 3 to 4 times at this point, and the world building, the gameplay, characters, and dialogue especially never get old. But I'm not here to sell you on this game. By all means, if you haven't taken the time to give this game a full playthrough, please do, as this video will contain spoilers for the entirety of the game. Now, even with all my gushing, after beating the game a few times, it starts to become less challenging. You learn the tricks, you abuse the mechanics, and you complete the game with less effort each time. So I wanted to hit the reset button, so to speak. I was sure there were challenge runs for the game already, but as a novice, I wanted to try something that I was sure I could do. I was going to beat the game while only upgrading my BP. So with no prep, no research, I decided to boot up a new save file and dive right in, hoping my prior knowledge of the game was enough to carry me through. Now, before I start, I wanted to clarify the full rules I set for myself. Directly upgrading health points and flower points was banned. Running away from a battle was banned. Using multiple copies of one type of badge was banned. And for the spirit of the run, indirectly increasing my base health or flower points by using the badges HP Plus and FP Plus, items that increase base numbers by 5, were also banned if feasible. And with that out of the way, we can finally start. The run starts off normal enough. We arrive by boat to Detroit, save a random girl from getting assaulted, have a bit of spicy infidelity as thanks, and find out from Toadsworth, Peach's incompetent attendant? Steward? I'm really not sure what he is, that Peach is gone. Most likely also participating in that saucy infidelity. It really is a toxic relationship. Anyway, after mingling with one of the locals... Alright, I won't move. And getting robbed by another, we prove the age-old adage that you really can't have shit in Detroit. We take our anger out on the security guard and meet Goombella's old professor, who informs us about the history of the Crystal Stars and where we should head next. We traverse the abandoned city, beating a few small fry on the way, and come to what can be considered the first boss fight. However, you're still expected to be as fresh as a newborn fawn at this point, so one fire flower and a couple of whacks later, we're back on our way, concluding the prologue and starting Chapter 1. We start off in Petalburg Meadows on our way to Petalburg, and after defeating a few groups of small fry, we're up to 6 badge points. Solving the bridge puzzle, we're able to make it to Petalburg, where we talk to Krupp, who tells us where to find the stone keys in Schwank Fortress. Before we can make it in though, there are 2 gates which only open after beating 2 groups of enemies with high defense. Luckily, 2 POW blocks are perfect for handily beating both, allowing us to progress easily. The fuzzies guarding the stone keys are weak to items and are fairly easy to guard against and don't pose much of a challenge. On our way back to Hooktail's castle entrance, we pick up Koops, realize why he's so desperate to leave his girlfriend, and snag Happy Heart as well. Once inside the castle, the difficulty level had a small but noticeable bump. Especially because I cannot figure out how to parry these freaking bones for the oh hey, I got one! Regardless, we level up and are now rocking 12 BP. The castle can get a bit confusing, so I'm glad I remembered the general layout, letting me find the cursed chest which is needed to get the badge Attack FXR. This badge makes fighting Hooktail a lot easier, which also happens to be our next stop. A few enemies before Hooktail's tower allow us to level up from 12 BP to 15. But as I didn't have any other badges at the moment, it wouldn't help quite yet. Now it was time to fight Hooktail. Oh! Ah! Oh no. What do I do? Let's do this first. Oh! Oh, okay. No. Power bounce, right? No! I did it wrong! I did it wrong! Oh no! Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I can do this. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Easy. Okay. Easy. I'm just gonna hit him. Keep it, you cad. What does cad mean? What is it with this guy and feet? People, people pay good money to do this. I'm being completely honest right now. maybe, maybe just a quick snip. I'm so tempted. Oh, I tried to block it. That's okay. We're okay. He's dead. No, that's not what I meant to do. It's okay. He's still dead. Okay, not as bad as I thought. Okay. Wasn't too bad. I'm seriously lucky I made it through this one. I made so many mistakes that I thought would cost me the fight. Miraculously though, I made it through somehow. It definitely showed me that I would have to use a bit more strategy moving forward, and I needed to remain focused during boss fights. The crystal star we get from beating Hooktail allows us to use the special move Earth Tremor, which is probably my favorite ability. So I was a bit more confident with my first boss under my belt and my favorite ability in hand, but I definitely wanted a bit more of an edge, so I went to the fortune teller to get the special path buff and also talked with Dazzle so I could grab the Happy Flower badge. I powered up Goombella with Merlin as I get a lot of use from Multibonk, and with that out of the way, I registered the next location on my map and it was time to head to Bogley Woods. We arrive at Bogley Woods and run into the Siren Sisters for the first time. We don't have to fight them yet, so we can move on without issue to the Great Tree. Of course, we're unable to get in at this point and must go back and recruit Flurry to help. She'll refuse, insisting she has to get her necklace back, which puts us right back at the Sirens, who were seen with it last. The Siren fight wasn't too bad. I first took out Beldam because I was concerned her buffs and debuffs would be trouble, then Vivian since she was the easiest one to knock out of the remaining two, and then finish with Marilyn. We then enter the tree and are tasked with freeing the Punies and driving out the X-Knots. Unlike Hooktail's castle, unfortunately, I don't remember the general layout and got lost quite often. That combined with the many enemies and the fact that the Punies you have to lead around get lost often, I was pretty much ready to just fight Lord Crump and leave. On the bright side, this is where we get the first boots upgrade, and is super helpful for dealing extra damage, especially when performing a first strike, which doesn't require any FP to use. After even more backtracking, we catch up with Crump. He activates a time bomb and we have to backtrack again, except this time under duress. Man, they sure know how to make backtracking fun, huh? Finally, it's boss time. Fighting Crump and Von Grapple, I was a lot more focused and was able to beat him definitively. Consistent pressure with special moves, kept up by Happy Flower, and tanking as much as I could with Guard, made better with damage dodge, kept me out of danger. Another boss down, and I was starting to really feel confident. We bank the second star, get Coops to level 2, and bring Frankie and Francisca back to Great Value brand Godfather, securing our ticket on the blimp. A quick trip to buy FP Drain and Close Call P, along with a level up on the way to Dazzle, gives me enough star pieces and BP to equip Power Plus. It's time to head to Glitzville. After landing in Glitzville, we meet Grubba and sign up to become a fighter. Now, the way this chapter works is we have to fight our way to the top in order to face the champion. Now, these battles sometimes have special requirements, so I was a bit unsure of the difficulty they would bring. There's only one way to find out though. There's quite a few, so I'll try to make this quick. Fight 1 was fortunately quite simple. Heal at least once, and since they were your basic Goombas, I used Earth Tremor and called it a day. Fight 2, again, nothing to write home about. Finish in less than 5 turns, a couple of bops, and we were golden. Fight 3, at least one appeal. Earth Tremor. Are you seeing a pattern? Fight 4 threw a wrench into my flawless battle plan. I couldn't use special moves, so I would have to come up with a new strategy. The new Dry Bones had a defensive 1. Someone like Koops could hit every enemy at once, but I would have to switch out Goombella, leaving me with a wasted turn. So the optimal, just kidding, I used a Fire Flower. Fight 5, no items, Fox only, final. For real though, this one was actually a bit harder. I took out Lakitu immediately to avoid having to fight more Spinies. And since they would become invincible, my first Earth Tremor only killed 1. But that was okay because I just got lucky on my next hit instead of having to use more than 2 brain cells. Fight 6, no partner swap. Half my opponents just ran away, so I win? I guess? Fight 7, use a special move at least once. A game required excuse to slam my head against the Earth Tremor button. Fight 8, no items. You'll never guess what I did. 2 power smashes and some super guards. I know, a bit out of left field, but I had no star power. Otherwise, I would have, trust me. Fight 9, no jumping. Earth Tremor! Fight 10, scripted loss, but it was okay. I had a secret weapon. Ugly. Here, let me explain. Oh, he's ugly. Yeah, I'll give you a very fitting name. Oh, yeah, I wasn't impressed with his appearance. Moving on. Fight 10 rematch. No hammer. No worries, shit was useless anyway. Ugly used Gulp once, I used Sweet Treat to replenish my FP, then did it again. Fight 11. No items again. I appealed twice and used Earth Tremor. Fight 12. No jumping. I super guarded 4 times. We get the Super Hammer, and I decided to finally equip the badge FP Drain. Fight 13, 5 turns or less. I actually did this one pretty normally, which was lucky because there's a battle immediately afterwards, and I really needed the hearts and FP from Sweet Treat so Ugly could bore the Iron Boys. I had to defend my rank because I didn't finish in less than 5 turns last time, mopped up Fight 13 again, and it was on to the next match. Fight 14, I froze the Fuzzies so I could tattle them, and then proceeded to bash them on the head. Fight 15, no FP usage. I used the old Earth Tremor, but they healed it off, so I fought normal, then Earth Tremored again technique, obviously. Immediately afterwards, I had to fight Bowser, which sucked. Mario was at 4 health, Goombella had some damage, and my star gauges weren't full yet. I quickly used Sweet Treat to bring Mario back up to full, and was able to get a couple hits in, though I messed up my multi-bonk timing. And then the worst possible thing happened. A slow shroom to give me some residual healing, and a mushroom for some quick HP put me back in a mostly favorable position, but damn, that was close. Fight 16, appeal 3 times. Since Goombella couldn't attack him, I figured I would just do the appealing with her while Mario attacked. This worked well in conjunction with a power punch to boost my power smash. Fight 17, no jumping. I attempted to defend stall while Goombella tattled, but was still left with fairly low health. I had to Sweet Treat off the damage and then went to go for multiple Earth Tremors. Instead, I messed up my Earth Tremor, oh no, and then panicked on the timing for the guard on the boomerang. Oh no! No! Come on! Come on! No, dang it! My first game over. On the rematch, with the only requirement being don't take 20 HP and damage, and with no need to tattle, I breezed through. Fight 18, Earth Tremor. Fight 19. No FP usage. I swap out Goombella for the first time in the Glitz Pit and preemptively use a slow shroom on Koops, which in hindsight wasn't completely necessary as I only missed one super guard. I also decided to give Clock Out a try as I don't usually use it. Not too shabby. Fight 20, the final fight. Use a special move at least once. I opened with Earth Tremor because, well, I didn't really have a good reason, but at least I'm consistent. A good multi-bonk did some nice damage, and then I decided that a Volt Shroom on Goombella might help curb the damage from Rockhawk's direct contact moves. He just hit Mario instead? Great, we trade more blows, and then I finish it the way I started. Earth Tremor, baby! It's now time to confront Grubba, the actual final boss for this chapter. Since Grubba does a lot of multi-turn boosted attacks, the plan was just to hit as hard and fast as I could, so my meager health stat wasn't taken advantage of. Well-timed multi-bonks and a pinch of luck from the smoke kept me from dying. Since I had good luck with Clock Out earlier, I decided to give it another go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work on bosses. At the very end, I was pretty sure that I could do just enough damage to end the fight, so I took the risk and had Mario go first to gain the 1 FP I needed to finish it. Thankfully, my math checked out. Back in Detroit, I decided to buff Ugly, and hopefully now his battle skills were better than his looks. I also stopped by the bad shop to pick up Unsimplifier because of my reliance on special moves, and Piercing Blow to deal with enemies with Observed Defense without having to always use Earth Tremor. I know, sad. We bank the next star, power up Flurry, and then do the odds and ends necessary to go to Twilight Town. Twilight Town was a bit difficult to traverse. I usually skip over the small fry fights as they aren't difficult, but with my general subpar ability to guard against Goombas for some reason, made worse by the fact that I'm now using Unsimplifier, along with the high damage output of the Hyper variants, I was definitely going through it. The forest wasn't much better either. A single hit from a charged Spike Goomba does 7 damage, even with a standard guard with damage dodge equipped. I was definitely glad when I made it to the steeple, as the enemies there I had an easier time countering with my basic battle plan. We get to the top and beat Dupless for the first time. It's designed to be fairly easy. What comes next is what's interesting, or at least it could have been. We've had our places switched and now I have to find out his name and challenge him again, this time without the help of my partners. While this does indeed make it more challenging, I wish they would have gone a bit deeper into this and stripped you of your special moves and maybe even your badges as well. I think that's the biggest missed opportunity of this section. Regardless, it was still difficult, and I would have had my second game over if not for a life shroom I had on hand and a lucky miss in another fight. It's important to note that coming back into the village, when stopped by Dupless, the only way to progress the story is to run away, so no, I don't count this as breaking a rule. We recruit Vivian, and it's time for my favorite gameplay mechanic, backtracking. Yay! So back through the forest and into the steeple, we learn Dupless's name and the ability to say it. We say it and we have to backtrack yet again for the final confrontation. My first thought going in is to take out Goombella. The fact my guard against Goombas is dog water, and knowing we can flip Koops would lessen their available turns down to 1. I just had to keep Koops useless and wail on Dupless. A few final buffed hits, and the fight was over. Probably the easiest fight this late into the game, honestly. We head back to the Motor City, and drop the next star in and talk to Professor Frankly about our next location, buffing Vivian too. After being told I need to next head to Keelhaul Key, I'm tasked with scraping together a boat and a crew. I'm also able to slip by the spikes now that I have Vivian to grab Spike Shield from the chest. We recruit Bobbery, and it's on to Keelhaul Key. Our ship crashes on the island, and Flavio, the best NPC in the game, instructs us to explore. There are new enemy types, and while they're not quite as bad as Twilight Town, you can still definitely get a game over if you forget that Quake Hammer only does 2 damage and not 3. And then refuse to heal Mario because you don't want to waste an Ultra Shroom, and then absolutely butcher the guard timing as well. Are you kidding me? Game over number 2, and quite a pathetic one at that. I hate my life. Being less reckless this time around, we find and rescue the rest of the crew so we can continue searching for the treasure, this time with Bobbery as an official part of our party. Inside the cave, the enemies aren't much harder. I'm careful to not overextend myself and quickly find the nicest evil chest you could ever meet, giving us the boat ability. Some further exploring leads us to Cortez's ship. This one just kinda sucked. I didn't quite remember the fight, the timing was really strange in the third phase, and just being tired from that recording session did not help either. I'll spare you the live commentary, as it was mostly me moaning and complaining. Thankfully enough, the Lord Crump fight directly after was a lot less draining. I mostly just had to manage the X-Naut minions on screen to reduce Crump's attack power, and then whittle away with special moves. Thankful to be off Keel Hall and back in Motown, I decided to pick up a few badges from the merchant and something from Dazzle. I now had Timing Tutor, as I still didn't know some of the stylish move timings and quick change. I also needed to get back to Hooktail's castle, picking up something that would let Merlin buff my partners even more. After placing our star, we learned that Godfather is sick, and the only way to help him and secure tickets to our next destination is to backtrack some more to grab Frankie and Francisca from Keel Hall Key. Bad game design completed, we get our ticket and can begin our journey on the XS Express. Many sets of different mysteries happen that we eventually solve, and we pick up our next boots upgrade at one of the stops along the way to Poshley Heights, our final destination. However, little evil black 4-leaf clovers attack the train and we need to stop them. I opened with Art Attack, and due to the size of the creature, it didn't work quite as well as I had hoped. I should have just opened with Old Reliable, Earth Tremor. Learning my lesson, I take out the tentacles with ET and begin attacking the core. In its next form change, I take massive damage in the ensuing attack. I heal up a little and get it down to the final attack. And I miss! The freaking smoke made me game over! I was so annoyed. Game over number 3. Whatever, run it back. I opened with Earth Tremor first this time, learning my lesson from before. The rest of my strategy was pretty similar, though this time I did use a Courage Shell on Mario and also used Power Lift to keep me from insta-dying to the mouth chomp thing. An unfortunate first battle, but a victory nonetheless. Once in Poshley Heights, we get our star without any fuss or fanfare, and return once again with much less mischief on the train. Happy to be back in the Big D, we give Merlin a visit to get the last of the buffs on our core party. We also get our final hammer upgrade and a strangely emotional final tutorial from Toadette. Seriously, Nintendo, what the hell? This made me sad. Stop! We learned from Frankly that our next star is on the moon, and the only way up there is not just any gun, but more gun. This giant cannon is located at Far Outpost, so off we go to commandeer it for the war effort. That's when we run into a little problem. We can't just go to Far Outpost and use the cannon immediately, we need the combined efforts of Gold Bob and General White to use it. This leads into what I believe to be the absolute worst section of the game. You're required to go to every single location you've been to so far, just to end up back at Far Outpost. I think this was done in an effort to prolong the game, but as someone that hates excessive backtracking in video games, I can say it easily brings down the pacing and excitement in this game's ending. Anyway, back in Far Outpost, we find General White and wake him up to help us. It's time to kick the moon's ass, or whatever it is we're doing. Once on the moon, we quickly find and infiltrate the X-Naut's main base of operations. We waste no time scavenging what we can and navigating to where the final star is being held. Crump is waiting for us, in his upgraded Magnus Vaughn grapple. I go in for some direct attacks, while keeping his rocket arms at bay with ET. After taking a strong attack without guarding, I decide to Sweet Feast. In hindsight, this might have been a bit excessive because it left me with too little star power to ET the rocket arms, forcing me to burn a shooting star instead. His next attack was difficult as he has a gat and is going to shoot people. No, seriously, he shoots literal people. Oh no. I don't know how to block that. No, screw you. A few turns later, and I'm feeling the pressure and need to use Sweet Treat again. I get in a good multi-bonk and another ET for the arms, and he's brought down by the next attack. Peck, in his final dying act, gets us out of the base back to Automobile City. We're in the home stretch now. Professor Frankly's imposter meets us and directs us into the Thousand-Year Door. The way ahead is treacherous, lined with enemies at every turn and traps at every step. I'm being cautious and trying to proceed with care, but I'm still having a rough time. I know Gloomtail is the next boss ahead, and I am nervous. High base attacks as well as charged attacks make me wonder if I'll make it through. I'm so close though, and I don't want to give up now. I open with Power Lift and hardly get any arrows to even select. I get a pathetic +1 in attack and +2 in defense. I can already tell this is gonna suck. A Poison Breath wiping out 8 life points has me already chalking up another game over. We trade some blows and I get wiped by a powerful attack. I unfortunately burned one of my life shrooms, but it kept me in the fight. A frankly lucky block keeps me from burning another life shroom, and a supernova ends the show. We're still in it. I go back for heals, solve the astronomy puzzle, and head out only to get stopped by the sirens again. While close, we beat them handedly and level up to boot. We navigate past the sprawling halls and enemies and finally face Grotus in the throne room. A quick ET to break his shield and a lucky miss on a lightning strike is all I need to see to know I need to be careful. The goal was to keep his shield bots out of the picture, but getting frozen and facing the fact that I still have to actually hit Grotus made that a bit hard. I burned 2 shooting stars, a life shroom, and finished by the skin of my teeth. A level up before the Bowser fight was clutch and made going into it a lot less nerve-wracking for sure. I opened with Power Lift, and despite hitting a poison shroom, got a decent +2 in defense and attack, and then died immediately. I'm down to 1 life shroom. Lord help me. I got some good hits on Cammy and high roll for the clutch. Just kidding, instead I shoot myself in the foot and peek my mic. No, wait! Are you freaking kidding me? Why? But hope wasn't lost just yet. With a little luck and some quick thinking, we were able to close out both fights without a game over, if a little low on supplies. However, this would become a problem later, as the lack of full star gauges and items made the final fight extremely difficult. This overall lack of preparedness cost me 2 game overs with a running total of 5. Unsure of how to proceed, I dejectedly made my way back to Rogueport. I was tired and defeated, and I needed a break. After not playing for a whole day, I finally came up with a few solutions that might be feasible. I could attempt to get the badge Lucky Day, which greatly increases lucky misses. I could break my rule banning the badges HP and FP up on my previous clause that if the game was impossible otherwise, I would use them. Or, I could cheese the hell out of the boss with some dumb shit. Not wanting to give up on the challenge I set for myself, and as a proud Kirby main, cheese was the only option that wouldn't increase my total playtime by another 2 hours, as getting Lucky Day was fairly difficult. It was decided. I rushed to the store on the west side, knowing they carried life shrooms and slow shrooms. I went to the merchant and bought an equipped Jumpman, and finally, I stopped at the badge shop and got Super Appeal. I had tried using Hammerman on the final boss, and it just sorta sucked when Spring Jump did more even without the Jumpman buff. I felt ready. Star gauges and item slots full. I was going to do this or die trying. I double checked my badges, and they were as follows. Super Appeal, Jumpman, Last Stand P, Mega Rush P, Close Call P, Super Appeal P, Timing Tutor, Unsimplifier, Ice Power, P Up, D Down P, Damage Dodge P, Pretty Lucky, Happy Heart P, Happy Flower, Spike Shield, All or Nothing, Flower Saver P, Feeling Fine P, Defend Plus P, Power Plus P, and Quick Change. Okay. I also had Quake Hammer equipped, but that obviously doesn't come into play when using Jumpman. Let's do this. Hopefully this strat works. Slow Shroom. Just so I'm not using any life shrooms straight out the gate, I think. We'll do Supernova right out the gate, I think. Yeah. Ah! Okay. Ah! That's not good. Okay, do I use another one already? I think we save life shrooms for our partners. Or no, sorry, life shrooms for us. Slow shrooms for our partners. So I'll attack here. And then Power Lift. 1, 2, 3. Art attack is 4. Yes. Not bad. Not bad. Oh no. Oh, she can't. Okay, right. Multi-bonk here. Please, Lord, do not miss. I think I have to go for it here, even if... No! Ah! Oh, she missed too, though. I have to go for a regular attack. Oh, damn it, come on! No defense. I think... What do we do? Okay. I think I want to save multi-bonk for later, so we'll swap partner. Oops. Shell shield here. And then we'll do a slow shroom on Coops. Lee. Oh! Block. Okay. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Okay, nice. What does that do? Oh, no. Okay. We can do this. Okay, it's doable. This is the only time I'm watching this cutscene. I'm gonna win it. Okay, I've used 2 slow shrooms. That leaves 2 more for the final fight. Kill the hands. No, first off, we'll do a slow shroom on Coops. I don't think she can kill us in 1 hit. I don't think. So I'm gonna clock out. Or, sorry, Earth Tremor. Bye-bye hands. What is that? Okay, +7. So if I remember correctly, what we do here is... Vivian, she will Veil. If we can get some residual damage on her, maybe with the burn. And I think you're scripted to get this no matter what. Yeah, okay. Earth Tremor again, because I don't want the hands in at all. We're making pace, but it's a little slow. And then we Earth Tremor here. We just want to limit how many turns she gets, is the idea. Oh! Oh my gosh. I think she does enough. I don't know for sure. Oh, she does 5? I'm dumb. And then we'll Sweet Feast here. It's a little bit overkill for the FP, but I want Vivian alive because I need her for the big mega attack thing. Okay, yep. Hands are gone. Perfect. I'm gonna give Vivian a slow shroom, I think. And I'll have Mario attack. Last one. I can do nothing. I have to Veil. That sucks. I wanted to do this, but I have to Veil. Damn it. Oh no. Okay. We did what we could. How many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4 to get down from 53. Okay. Low defense. So we Power Shell. 2 left. 2 left. I can do this. It does 7. That's not enough. Unless I do this. No, I have to attack to get the FP. Think. I do 4 here, and then Koops is 7. So, I'm doing it. It doesn't matter, I win. 1 left. No! Wait, okay. That's just enough. Bye, bitch. Okay, just don't mess this up. Just don't mess it up. I cannot mess this up. I only have 1 left, and then I die. I can't mess up. My fingers are so fucking tired. Come on. Last one. That's it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it. That was So hard. Oh, I had one life stream left. Oh my gosh. I did it. I don't consider myself great at video games. For the most part, I'd say I'm about average. Could the challenge have been harder? Yeah, of course. Have harder challenges been done for this game? I'm sure there has been. But for me, this was enough. To really push myself to see this game in a whole new light. To face insurmountable odds and feel the relief wash over me when I prevail. That was the point. To enjoy a game I love all over again. So to those that are here experiencing that with me, thank you. Hope my suffering has been entertaining. Please play this game if you haven't already. Any suggestions on how I could have done better are welcome, and definitely share your experiences with this game if you have any. Thanks again. I don't have to explain anything to you. Bro, that's a good ending. Hold on. No, hold up.